hello, beautiful ladies. Let's see if this works. I've now come on and tried this twice. Let me know if you are tuning in. I'm just gonna check to see that we can see me. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm just gonna check the technology. Yay! Okay, we are live. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm just gonna light some sage, bringing our energy in, bringing our energies down into calm, into peace, into deeper love. Woo. Hello. Just close down your eyes for a minute. And just start to come back into this moment. Allow yourself to let go of the past. Allow yourself to let go of the future. As I sage your energetic field, know that the sage is hitting you, clearing you, cleansing you, reviving you, renewing you. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And just shake it off. Take another deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And one more. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And when you are ready, arriving in this space, placing your feet on the ground, grounding your energy. Hello everyone, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know if you guys are watching this live or if you're watching the replay after. I'm so excited to be here. And the topic that we're talking about today is true to my heart. Obviously, as we were talking about living in the heart. How do we live in the heart? What does it mean to live in the heart? What does it mean? How do we do it? Today we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about how do we live in our hearts when the world isn't living in a heartfelt place. Today we're going to talk about how do we live in our heart when we're living in a place of fear, anger, resentment, regret? How do we live in our heart when the world is treating us unkind? Today I teach you live here. So, thank you everyone for joining. So, I'm going to get a little personal. with you. This live was just divinely made, divinely led, and I'll tell you why. So, right before coming on live, me and my fiance, if you don't know, I'm engaged now, we had a little bit of intimacy, a little bit of juicy intimacy, and I was later tested with living in my heart and if I could live in my heart. And so a discussion came about after our intimacy where we were talking about our levels of satisfaction, and I was expressing how I wanted to be satisfied and what would feel better for me and what my needs were, and he was expressing what his needs were. And what was rising up in me was this feeling of this feeling of, I'll be honest, kind of wanting to run. There was no fighting, there was no arguing, but it was a discussion. And in the discussion, one of my old shadow wounds was wanting to run, always wanting to run away. And so this feeling that was not in my heart, this feeling was in my head that says, you just gotta go. You just gotta go. And I had to practice what I'm about to preach to you ladies today about how to come back into my heart, how to come back into my soul, how to come back into this place of feeling good, of love, even when my head said, run, run, run. I had to bring it out of my head and into my heart. And so the first step of living in our hearts is in the title. Live in your heart. Not your head, not your yoni, not your body, but in your heart. Living in your heart, in the center. And so we begin. Whew, I'm so excited. So long ago, we humans used a form of communication and sensing that did not involve the brain in any way. Instead, it came from the sacred place within our hearts. It came from our hearts. There was once a time where we didn't have to think, but we just fell into our hearts. And I ask, what good would the world be if we found this place again? And so that's what I want to talk about today. So I want you to just close down your eyes for just a moment. And I want you to just feel into the words that I'm about to read. Okay. And just breathe in and breathe out. And just place your hands on your heart as I read this. You have always had this place within your heart, and it's still there now. It existed way before creation, and it will exist even after the last star shines its brightest, brilliant light. At night, when you enter your dreams and leave your mind and enter the sacred space of your heart. But do you remember, or do you only remember the dream? Why am I telling you this? Something that is fading from our memories. What good would it do to find this place again in a world where the greatest religion is science and the logic of the mind? It's time that we make our heart the religion again. Breathe into that and breathe out. And just imagine if instead of looking to religion, instead of looking to science, instead of looking to logic for the answers, for our next path, we instead listened to our hearts. Imagine if we really came into our hearts. I'm gonna close my window. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sorry. My beautiful, lovely friend of a neighbor. It's comical because every time I'm live, she goes outside with her kids to play. So, come back. What if we lived in our hearts? So the truth is, we are much more than human beings. The truth is, within our heart is a sacred place where the world can literally be remade through conscious co-creation. Our heart radiates an electric magnetic field that expands far outside of our heart. Science is now proving this. And science is now proving that our heart electric magnetic field can communicate with others hearts and their electromagnetic field. Have you ever noticed how you can feel the energy in the room and someone's words of what they're saying doesn't really feel right? That's because you're feeling into their heart, you're feeling into their soul, and that doesn't always match the words that we speak. So the truth is, if you really want peace of spirit, if you really want to return home, then we have to come back into our hearts. If you ever feel that sense of, I just want home. If you're anything like me, I constantly feel this need to just go home. We have to move it back into the heart. And I promise that when we move into our heart, our whole life will change. Our whole life will change. So I want you to place your hands on your heart. I want you to just close down your eyes. This is the first step of living in the heart. Now close down your eyes. And I want you to feel into your heart. Slowing down, escaping out of your mind, coming into your heart. And feel your heartbeat in your chest. Feel your chest rising and falling. The first step of coming into our heart, living in our heart so that we can feel more peace, we can feel more home, we can feel more aliveness on this planet, is by simply just feeling the beating of your heart. And just try that. And notice how your energy changes. Second, ask your heart, not your mind, what is your greatest joy? What is your greatest excitement? Taking away any of the stresses of daily life. What makes your heart sing? What brings your heart joy? That answer is your soul. That answer is your heart. Living in your heart is your way of finding greater peace and greater love. So start to listen to it. Start to communicate with it. And breathe into this. And breathe out. And open up your eyes once more. Feel that. Feel how just feeling into your heart. Notice how just asking your heart, what do you want? What do you need? What is your greatest joy? How much more you become centered. How much more balanced you become. How much more at peace you feel when you just literally come into your heart. You start to live in your heart. So the way in which we come into our heart, I want to give us some steps. I'm going to give us 11 steps to come into our heart. The first one is living in our greatest joy. So the truth is, just like I gave the example, it's easy sometimes when we're having conflict with others or when we're feeling, some kind of disagreement or argument, to want to hop into our ego and hop into the mind of, I have to be right. The heart does not say, how can I be right? The heart says, how can I love? How can I love? What would love do? Coming into the heart is coming into love by doing what love would do. So my example of the discussion that I had with my fiance before coming on live, my head said, run, run, run. And I had to say, what would love do? What's the most loving thing for me to do? And the answer, of course, was stay. Because the truth is, I love him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And it was only a moment that I believe now manifested for this live, so that the universe could say, are you really going to practice what you preach? Well, I think I passed. But ask, what would love do? In any situation, look for the response that is peaceful, that's free of stress. And put aside your fears and conditioning habits and let the love guide you. What's the most loving thing you can do in this situation? If you have a friend that you're not getting along with, ask yourself, what is the most loving thing for me to do? What would love do? And feel free to comment and talk to me. Please do. Don't be a stranger. What would love do? And when you ask, what would love do? That will always be the greatest excitement. The greatest excitement. The greatest excitement will always be the most loving. Next, focus on gratitude. There's only two vibrations in this world. Love and feel. And if you're not in love, it means you're in feel. And when everything is chaotic around you and the dishes need to be done and your partner's not satisfying your needs and the kids are screaming and work needs to be done and housework needs to be done and everything seems to be going wrong in your reality, come back to gratitude. That's what's going to bring you into the heart. Gratitude. What can you be grateful for today? In some moments, you may be able to find 20 things you're grateful for. And in other moments, maybe the only thing you can be grateful for is that you have a chair underneath you, holding you because you're so tired of standing. Find one thing that you are grateful for, and that gratitude will literally move throughout your body. Science has now shown that when we are in a state of gratitude, it changes our whole emotional system. When we express gratitude and receive the same, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, and those two chemicals are responsible for our emotions. They make us feel good. They enhance our mood immediately, and they make us feel happier from the inside out. So by constantly practicing gratitude every single day, you can find a natural pathway back into your heart to strengthen it so that you're feeling more love, you're feeling more centered, you're feeling more balanced. So focus on gratitude. I saw a comment and it disappeared before I could read it, but please comment, talk to me. And if you have any questions, I will answer the questions at the end. So coming into the heart is coming into gratitude. Next, let love pervade every conversation. Can you not take your relationship? This means not taking your relationships for granted and to be more open to love. Even when things do get tense, drop away the emotional reactions and melt back into love. As I said with my fiance, I had to allow and come back to knowing love's going to prevail. Love is going to win. In the moment of me feeling like, my needs weren't being met sexually, I had to come back into, I love this man. I want to spend the rest of my life with this man. And these sexual difficulties, because that's what we were experiencing, these sexual difficulties that we're experiencing, we can get through because our love for each other is going to catapult us into solving those icky discussions. I had to allow my love to prevail. And I had to come back into my heart and remind myself, we will get through this. Because our love is so much bigger than our sexuality. Our sexuality is only a little part of the love that we have. If you're just hopping on now, I gave the example that right before coming on live, me and my fiance had a discussion after having some intimacy that I had to force myself to come back into my heart. I had to practice what I preach. I had to let love lead in the conversation. Nadine, love will be patient and lead you step by step into forgiveness. Yes, absolutely. And that's another one, Nadine, is forgiveness. What does it mean to forgive? Forgiveness really means forgiving yourself. It's never actually about the other person. The truth is, and not everyone's ready to hear it, but it's never actually about the other person. It's only about our own things about ourselves that we don't like, that we're not happy with. They are only our reflections, our partners, our most intimate relationships, our family. Everyone is only a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And so when we forgive ourselves and we let ourselves off the hook, then we can forgive others because there's no one even outside of us. Next, the way to come back into the heart is to treat yourself like gold. Treat yourself like the most beautiful gold in the world. When it comes to love, tune into what do you need and let yourself have it. Allow yourself to have what you want. Live as stress-free life as humanly possible. It is my belief that life is not supposed to be stressful. We just make it that way because we let our heads run over our hearts. But if we come into our heart, there's never any stress. And that means giving ourselves what we actually desire. Giving ourselves what we really need without feeling guilty or without feeling stressed. You know, right before I was feeling like I was preparing for this workshop, I'm working on a brand new healing workshop that I'm going to be announcing. And I felt like, oh, I need to get through this. But what I felt I needed, what I really wanted, was to experience some intimacy with my partner. And I allowed myself to have that because I recognized that's what I need. And I allowed myself to have it. Coming into your heart means you carrying your heart like a baby, like a mother would hold her baby. Holding your heart sacred and giving your heart what it needs. Giving your heart what it wants. Guilt-free. Allowing your heart to lead the way into your mind, into your yoni, into everything, into your gut. Come into the heart. Next, be here now. Presence, presence, presence. We have all these spinning stories in our mind about things that have happened in the past and what might happen in the future, and we allow it to just take us away. But being here, being in this moment, becoming present is in the heart. It is in the heart. When you're stuck in your mind, it's impossible to be fully in touch with the love that is here. So allow your attention to really explore this very moment. And just notice this moment. Open your senses, open your heart. Live from there. Just notice this moment for a moment. Notice how just in this very moment, how much love there is. Maybe there's this neutral place. And just notice how in every moment, the heart, if we allow it to, is leading. Be present. And when we're present, we're in the heart. Is this helping? Let me know if this is helping. Next, become aware of the oneness of love. Be aware of the oneness of love. And just consider this for a moment. What is looking out of your eyes is the same as what's looking out of everyone else's eyes. When you meet another, you're actually meeting the essence of yourself. When you understand this, love is impossible to deny. No one and nothing is actually outside of us. My perception of you, I can only perceive from my own perception. I cannot see anything outside of my own perception. Every single thing outside of me is only a reflection of me. It's only a reflection of me. The situations, the people, the environment is a mere reflection of the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that you're experiencing inside. So within, so without. It is my promise that you cannot perceive anything outside of you that is not actually active within you. Not everyone's ready to hear that. But this is a manifested reality. There is no victim consciousness. Not everyone's ready to hear that. Everything is your doing. And when you come from the place of oneness, when you come from the place of the heart, when you come from the place of love, then you're going to see outer reflections of others loving you, of others treating you like gold, of others being present with you, of others treating you the way that you desire to be treated. And as the expression goes, treat others the way you want to be treated. Because no one outside of you is actually separate from you. They're only you in another reality, in another time, in another body, having a different human experience. We are all one. We are all one source energy. God is the makeup of all of us. Every human, every plant, every animal, every energy in the wood is the makeup of this idea, this essence, this universe, divine, God, Allah, doesn't matter what you call it. The oneness is love. And when you start to see people as you having another human experience, you will feel more love because you're not going to hurt yourself. So why would you hurt someone else? So if you see that other person outside of you as yourself, then you won't get hurt. You won't hurt them. And there'll only be love. So come back into the oneness that we are not separate, but we are divine. There is no separation. The only separation is the difference in the experience that we all chose to experience before we came into this physical reality. It's all oneness. Feel it. Feel the love. Right? Another way to think about this oneness thing is a pregnant mother. Right? And any of you guys who have had children, this will resonate. At one point, your baby was in your womb. It was a part of you. You were maybe two humans, but you were one body, really. The baby was living inside of you. You were taking it with you everywhere you go. And then you birthed it, your energy split to have another experience outside of you. That baby was once you. So think about everyone like that. And anyone who's a mother knows the unconditional love you have for your child. What if you had that unconditional love for everyone? What if you loved everyone as if they were your child? Imagine what kind of world we would live in. That would be living in the heart. Good, Nadine. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Next, actually, I want to drink a coffee. I'll pause there for a moment. Don't obsessively plan. Now, I'm telling you guys this as I'm planning a wedding and I'm obsessively planning. I know what to do, right? But the truth is, planning is sometimes absolutely necessary, right? I'm planning a wedding. It's going to happen. But the truth is, planning is in the mind. And when you realize how little planning you actually need, there's space to recognize that you're alive right now. And in that aliveness, your heart will glow. I'm planning a wedding right now. But no matter what flowers I choose, no matter what dress I choose, no matter if, what time we get married, we're still going to get married. It's still going to happen. So that all this planning that I'm doing is actually taking me away from the heart. Unless I pause and I say, what does my heart really want? What does my heart really want? And in the moment when I ask myself, what does my heart really want? It's just to be one with my fiance. It's to come back to that oneness. It's to come back into love. My heart doesn't care what kind of flowers I have. My heart doesn't care what kind of dress I have. Well, my heart cares a little bit what kind of dress I have because I want to be pretty. But my heart just wants love. All this planning is thinking. The more we plan, the more we're getting in our head, and the more we're getting out of our heart. So, to live in the heart means to plan just a little bit less. Now, I say this as my intention for this whole year is to get better at planning. But I know that my heart and planning don't really coincide. So don't obsessively plan. Plan, do what you need to do what's absolutely necessary, but then come into the heart. When I get done wedding planning, I always drop in and I say, what does my heart need right now? And it's always connecting with my partner. So my advice is as you plan, when you get done planning, then drop into your heart and fulfill that. Next, make hard choices. The truth is, when you live from your heart, you begin to be very honest with yourself. And you may realize that certain situations or people aren't working for you. Likewise, you will see your own tendencies that don't serve. And sometimes the most loving response you can make is a kind but firm no. I want to repeat that again. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to make a kind but firm no. We're all adults here, I'm assuming. And I look back and my best friends from childhood, they're no longer my best friends. I still love them. I can still feel them. They are truly, truly, truly at the center of my heart. But they weren't on my evolution and my expansion as a soul. And those situations and those people had to, what I would call, evaporate out of my reality for me to come deeper into my heart's alignment of what I needed right now. Sometimes people and situations aren't in alignment with who you are now. Sometimes you have to make that hard choice to move away from people, to move out of situations, to throw out a no thank you, for you to come back into your heart. Making hard choices sometimes means having to come back into our heart. Is this making sense? 2 more. Bring boundless acceptance to your moment to moment experience. Be a kind host to all of your emotions, all of your reactions that visit you, all of your thoughts. Because the truth is, the more that you resist, the more trouble you will have. The more you resist, the more pain you're going to feel. Disease is dis-ease. Every physical disease in our body is first an emotional or mental dis-ease that we have. I'll give you an example, and maybe my mom's watching right now, I don't know. But I invited my mom. My mom's having back problems. Mom, if you're listening right now, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason that you have back problems is because you're literally carrying too much on your back. You're carrying too much weight. You're in dis-ease with all you have to carry. And when you neglect the emotions, the feelings, this is for everyone, this isn't to my mom, but when you neglect your emotions and your feelings, and you resist the anger when you're really mad, or you resist the tears that just want to fall from your eyes, or you resist the feel of being terrified, it causes dis-ease in your body. It's not always pleasant to experience our anger or sadness or a feel. It's not always easy to experience these emotions. But it's a lot easier to experience our anger in this moment than for us to experience it when it builds up and it becomes a back problem. Because the truth is, if you don't deal with your emotions, you will feel dis-ease, you will feel like you're not at ease, and it would then manifest physically in your body. So, accept that you're angry. Accept that you're sad. Accept that you have fear. Accept that you have guilt. Accept where you're at. Accept what's going on around you. Accept that you're not happy with that friend that just made you mad. Accept that you're upset at your partner. Accept what comes to you in this reality, whether you like it or not. And it is my promise to you, it will be easier and you can come deeper into your heart. Cradle your heart. Don't resist the anger. Say, hello, anger. I see you. I see you. I hear you. Why have you come? If you've been a part of my word for a while, I always give the analogy of your emotions are knocking at your door like a neighbor. They're knocking. And if you ignore the knocking of your neighbor at your door, the neighbor's going to come back. They're going to come back. And it's only going to get louder and louder and louder until the door gets smashed down. And then you have a bigger problem than if you just would have opened the door. So next time, anger, sadness, bitterness, frustration, fear comes knocking at your door, I encourage you, open the door, acknowledge the emotion that's there. Hello, anger. Hello, Genna. Hello, anger, would you like to come in and sit with me on the couch? Invite the emotion into your environment. Make it comfortable. Anger, I see you've come. What do you need to feel better? You know what? I need a blanket. Okay, great. Give your anger a blanket. Then start a conversation. Anger, why are you here? What have you come to teach me? Well, I'm really upset because we didn't get our needs met in the bedroom. I heal. You're talking with your anger. I'm giving an example. I heal anger that you're upset because you felt your needs didn't get met in the bedroom. And then your anger talks, then you talk, and then you start to calm and say, you know what, anger, I heal that you're upset that your needs didn't get met in the bedroom. And you still love your partner more than anyone. You still want to marry your partner, right? And then you talk and you can calm your anger down till your anger say, well, yeah, I do. I want to stay in this relationship. I want this. And then when the conversation is concluded, you say, anger, thank you for coming. Let me walk you to the door. You open the door and you let the anger go home. The anger, you're not anger. The anger doesn't exist in your home. Your anger is just a visitor. You let it go. You let it speak. You talk to it. You console it. And then you let it go. You let it go. So, does that make sense? Let your emotions be heard. And then you will come into the heart. It's my promise. And last one. Get to know the unconditional totally for you. When you relax away from all of your conditioned habits, you will discover formless space that is clear, open, and inherently loving. Begin to become familiar with this space, as it is the essence of you. Listen and let it guide you, and live here. There is a free part of you who doesn't actually care what kind of wedding dress you're going to wear. There's a extremely free part of you that just wants to dance. There's an extremely free part of you that just wants to lay around the house naked and not have to wear clothes. Get to know that free part of you, and you will come into love. And it's my secret that when you get to know that extremely free part of you, you can then accept all of the extremely, unconditionally, totally free parts of everyone else. But until you accept it within yourself, you can't accept it in other people. Deep breath in, everyone. And deep breath out. To live from the heart means to live listening to what makes us feel good, what makes us feel vitalized, what makes us feel energized, what makes us feel balanced, what makes us feel rejuvenated and healthy, both physically and emotionally. Living in your heart means surrounding yourself with people who nourish your soul, who build it up and make you want to be the best you can be. If you are experiencing people that aren't nourishing your soul, you're not living in your heart. But you can still live in unconditional love for them. And then you can change your perspective of them because there's only oneness, because they're not actually outside of you. They're only you in another body having a different human experience. And when you start to shift the way you perceive them, then you will shift this icky feeling of being out of alignment with your heart. And you will then come into your heart. And then those people who once didn't nourish your soul will nourish your soul and will build you up because you're nourishing your soul and you're building yourself up and you're building them up by recognizing that they're not outside of you. You can't change how others perceive you, but you can change how you perceive them perceiving you. Because there's no separation. When you change the things you think change. You can only perceive things from your own perception. How you perceive that mean person is your own perception that they are a mean person. If someone's treating you badly, you are perceiving them that they're treating you badly. Are they actually treating you badly? Or is it your perception that they're treating you badly? If someone's treating you good, it's your perception that they're treating you good. So if you change your perception, they will change too. And then you'll be living in the heart. I promise. Whew. Let that all sink in. That was a lot. Close down your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And one more deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And with your eyes closed, place your hands on your heart. And come into your heart. Come into love. Feeling the rising and the falling of your heart. Allowing all of the thoughts to subside. Just come into your heart. And recognize whatever is active on your heart. Maybe it's joy and happiness. Maybe it's sadness or guilt. No matter what's living in your heart, feel it. If you're feeling the need to cry, allow yourself to cry. If you're feeling the need to scream, scream. If you're feeling the need to be still, just be still. Feel it. Acknowledge it. Let your heart know that you're listening. Coming into your heart means listening to your heart. What makes your heart sing? What is your greatest joy? What are you grateful for? Who in your life can you choose to be more loving towards? And make the commitment to love them more. Notice how everyone outside of you is only a reflection of you. And it doesn't matter if you don't believe this. Your soul knows. Come back into oneness. treat yourself like gold and give to yourself what you need, what you want, guilt-free. Allow your emotions, your feelings, your experiences to be heard, to be validated. Allow yourself to accept instead of resist all that comes your way. And allow yourself to unconditionally love yourself, to allow yourself to unconditionally love others. Breathe into this and breathe out. And allow any blocks in your heart to just melt away now. With every heartbeat, allow your heart to become lighter and lighter. Coming back into the heart-placed love that you felt as a child before the world hardened you, before the world hurt you. Come back into your childlike sense of heart and love. Come back into your heart. Come back into love. Come back into unity. Come back into play. Come back into this moment. Come back into the heart. And breathe this in. And breathe this out. Start to bring yourself back into this room, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open up your eyes. Come back into this space. Welcome back, beautiful soul. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my greatest joy. It's my greatest excitement. And it is my intention to do more lives in this group. I won't be able to do it next week as I'm going on a spiritual retreat, but we will follow up the following week. Let me know any topics or subjects you would love for me to do a live on, any questions you have. And in the meantime, I am launching a new healing program, a new program, a group coaching program on healing. It's a surprise program that has not yet been announced, but it's a program to heal the trauma, to heal the pain. And I want to ask, what is your trauma and pain costing you right now? Are you feeling like no matter how hard you try or pray, you're feeling the same pain? Do you feel like you're reliving the same trauma? And are you ready to heal emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically? The truth is, you can't heal in the same place that broke you. You can't heal in the same place where you got hurt. You have to heal in a new place. And 100% of the time, that looks like going into the unknown. That looks like moving into a new reality. We stay in pain because our pain is sometimes more comfortable than the feel of the unknown. Although only in the unknown can you heal. Only in leaving that environment, leaving that person, leaving that situation, and moving into something else can you heal. In order to heal, you must take a leap of faith into the unknown, to quantum jump into a new reality where you are healed. And so my question for all of you ladies is, are you ready to jump into the unknown, to heal yourself once and for all? And if so, I want to catch you, I want to hold you, I want to help you as you jump into the unknown by serving you all with a 3-day healing program. It's a surprise program. It has not yet been launched on what kind of healing program it's going to be. But for right now, you know that it's a group healing program. It's going to be 3 days starting March 1st, March 2nd, and March 3rd. There will be a replay available just like this if you can't make those days. And the last thing that you're going to know is, because this is a surprise and you don't yet know what it is, and you know it's only a healing program, I am putting this on pre-sale for only $11.11. $11.11 for a 3-day program. The price of this program is going to be $111 once I launch what the program is. But I'm giving you guys a chance, if you are finally ready to heal, if you're finally ready to jump into a new version of yourself, to invest in yourself. Because the truth is, you always end up paying more in the end if you don't jump at the first knock of the door. And that's the truth. We end up feeling more pain the longer we stay in our situations than if we would have just felt our pain from the beginning. So I want you to really ask yourself, what is your trauma and pain costing you? The quicker you jump, the less it will cost in the end. The more you delay the jump, the more pain. But you can always heal, no matter if you start now or if you start later. You can always get out. And I really want to motivate you guys to let you know that you can always get out. You're never stuck. You're never, ever, 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 ever stuck. No matter how much you feel. Ever. And I'm always healed at any point. But I want to invite you that if you are ready to jump into healing, I am launching the program. It's only $11.11 for right now. Once I launch the name of the program, then it will go up to $111, which is still extremely affordable for a 3-day program. But if you're ready, $11.11. It's 2 cups of coffee. If you're like me, I end up spending like $9 at Starbucks every time I go. So if you're ready, the healing program starts May 1st. I will drop the link below here. You can sign up for $11.11, or you can wait, and that's okay too. So whatever you guys are willing to do, I am here. In the meantime, you can message me. Let me know what you need. Let me know how I can serve you. Let me know how I can help. I am here to serve you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please do not be a stranger. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. If you have any questions, let me know. So I hope you guys have a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. I love you. I appreciate you. Namaste. The light and dark in me recognizes the light and dark in you, that we are one soul in many bodies. Talk soon.